high value texting do's and don'ts for a feminine woman. Hello, my gorgeous swans. Hello, ladies. Welcome to the Black Swan Relationship Academy. My name is Coach Magdalena, and you ladies are here for the treat for the Monday Men Talks. In these times, we have so many social platforms: online dating, Facebook dating, WhatsApp, Instagram. We are being approached by the guys from every single side. Whatever they can text us, they will do that. They can slide it cheeky DM. What to text back? How do you approach it? I get this question so many times from the SWAN beginners, from the clients who don't have a clue, either because they were married or they were in a really long relationship and now they don't have a clue about the dating. They don't have a clue about the texting do's and don'ts, how to act, what is a good scenario, what is not. Some of the clients, they being scared if the man is approaching them very quickly. Some of them, they'll say, hold on, what do I do? How do I approach this situation if I speak with the man and he doesn't ask me out? What's your thoughts, Coach Magdalena? So let me share with you, my gorgeous swans, a little bit from my personal insight. I'm not the biggest fan of endless texting, writing essays. If I speak with a man and we have a session, a conversation over the text, either on socials or online app, we're texting back and forth, we're having flirty little chat, and if he won't ask me out in the first session, I will still give him a second session. What I mean by that, it's quite longer session of the conversation when you guys are texting back and forth, and then by the natural cause, that session will just drop because either he's busy, you're busy, and then he will pick it up the next morning. Hi, gorgeous, good morning, how are you? And then you guys approaching for the second conversation, for the second session. And if he still won't ask you out, I know personally this man is not for me. The reason why I say that, because I'm attracted to the masculine man. And trust me, ladies, a masculine man will try to do everything in his power to sweep you off from the online dating website and get you on the date. This is the natural masculine psyche. The men's are very goal orientated. They will speak with a woman, they know what they want to do, they're go-getters and they go for what they want. This is the masculine man. The feminine man is slightly different. He likes that attention, he likes to be in chase. There is nothing wrong with either of them. Me personally, I prefer the masculine man, the man who is confident, the man who knows what he wants, and he is prepared to do everything to get to the goal. The masculine man, via text, he will really quickly ask you a few questions that are very important to him, and he will try to get you either on the phone or move it to the WhatsApp. So what is the ratio? What are the rules? He will ask you a few questions. The questions that he will ask will determine quite quickly whether you're a crazy, mad woman or if you're emotionally a wreck. This is two things that men are really scared of and very weary of in the woman. So they don't want to see a crazy lunatic lady acting up in a restaurant, and also they don't want the woman to pour out all of her emotional baggage in a get-go. Hence, they're gonna ask you a few questions and then they will determine whether you're this type of a woman or not. In general, masculine men are not shy. They're very confident and they go in for what they want. And like I mentioned it before, masculine man is very goal orientated. He will set up a task for himself, and the first task is to take you off from the dating app. Hence, after a quick texting, he might give you video call. If you are into masculine men like I am, try to have a conversation so it leads actually for you to physically meet. Some of the guys that will say, oh, let's call on the phone, and it's absolutely fine. If he's a masculine man, let him lead. Step into your feminine and let the man lead. But try to meet up. If the guy is not mentioning anything about meeting up, you can be quite cheeky and say like, oh my gosh, what girl needs to do to be invited for a date? Ha 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 ha. And just leave it as a joke. Trust me, some of the men, they might be very weary. Like I mentioned it before, they might be very weary if you're a nice, polite, kind person, or if you're a psycho one. But the guys are thinking about it. They are very weary because the dating scene, unfortunately, there is a lot of ladies who are not in their high value and they don't have the skills on how to date properly, and they hurting the men. Hence, they are very weary. He will naturally ask you for your number, or he will give you his number. So that shows that he respects you and respects your space. You can call each other or do FaceTime, but you always have to look pretty. And sometimes, he can catch us in a moment where we are wearing our messy bun and the glasses. But initially, the whole idea is to get off the dating app, quick text, and then meet up. Why do I say to meet up? Because I want to feel that man energy. I want to see him. I want to see how he smells, how he acts, because you can get really quickly attached to the person by talking endlessly via text or calling each other. But if you really don't feel that person, you don't catch that energy, you don't grasp all of his aura, you really don't know who he is and how he is and whether you are compatible or not. I had a scenario when I was talking with an amazing guy. He was an actor, he was placed in Ireland, and we were talking for days. We were texting, he would be texting me, sending me pictures, and we were calling each other. But you know what? When we finally met up, there was no chemistry. There was no chemistry, zero, none, no. And then you're very disappointed. And also the man is very disappointed because you guys created this vibe, you had your small little inner jokes, and then bam, you at the date and there is nothing. There is nothing, and then you friend zone him. So what we are doing, we're trying to respect our time, both of our times, yours and the guy that you are texting, by limiting the time when you guys spending on this text and meeting up in the physical. It's like an interview for a job. You send the application, you are being invited for the interview, and you know what, sometimes we can have the set of the skills that is needed, but there is something off with the personality, there is something off with the manners, etc. So it's very important, very crucial to have this one-on-one date. What to do if the guy is prolonging the conversation and he doesn't say anything about inviting you in for the date? You can just simply jokingly say like, oh my gosh, what the girl have to do these days to get invited for a date? And send a winky face or have LOL. That way you gently kind of nudge him and you're telling him, hey, I'm interested in you. And it's a good sign. It's a good sign. You slightly step into your masculine, you taking the lead for the split second, but if he's in his masculine, he will pick it up from that moment and he will lead. Some of them, they're very shy, they're very scared because of the previous rejections. So don't be scared to just drop a little joke. And if it's in a jokey way, it's cute, it's sassy, the guys like that as well. And what is the texting really for? So you can vet accordingly whether the person is a good suitor for you or not. Always keep it light and quite funny and quirky if you are this type of a person. to be honest with you, in reality, the very first few dates when you're gonna move into the dating of that person, you're not gonna find out the truest truth about this person. This person will put on the role to impress you, to be on his best behavior, and so you will do exactly the same thing. Hence, it's very important on what questions do you ask before you selecting the man to be your suitor to go on a date with. I always text about some cute, funny things and asking the guys really refreshing questions that not a lot of women do ask them. I create a scenario. Let's say you're on the deserted island. Who would you take on this island with you? And you have, I don't know, 3 spots or 5 spots. Create a scenario, let the man vent and talk. He will be surprised. Wow, she's actually quite fun. I like that energy. So in that scenario, he is excited when he have this ping on his phone. He is excited, he's looking forward to text you and have this quick, meaningful conversation with you, and that makes him determine whether he wants to see you or not. And trust me, it saves both of your time. Don't worry about the rejection that much, because rejection leads to another beautiful potential, and it's amazing, it's a good thing. Coming back to the question, asking about the deserted island, who would he take and why? Then you can determine whether he's a family-orientated man. I want a date to have a lifelong partner. So, my partner in crime, the guy that I can laugh with, the guy who is serious about me. So his answers will give you a slight insight into his personality. If he is a family-orientated man, or his friends are taking the lead, or he wants to be with the supermodels and just have fun, he will tell you naturally what it is. And also, it creates this kind of nice effect because he's gonna ask you the same question. So always make sure you're gonna have your answers as well. And let them be fun, let them be quirky, and let them be light. If you ladies are struggling and you don't know what are the questions that every high value woman needs to ask a high value man, jump on Black Swan Relationship Academy website, where you can find and purchase 50 questions that every high value woman needs to ask a man. In that way, you will discover whether this guy is a true potential or a time waster. The questions are designed to get a little deeper idea of who this man is, rather than, do you like thick girls or skinny girls? Do you like blondes or brunettes? Get the idea about who he is, because some of the men, they will tell you exactly what you want on the first days just to get into your knickers. So be aware of those guys. Scenario questions are always a win-win. You can ask him, if your house would be on fire, what would be the first thing that you will just grab? And then you can determine, oh, my safe with my Rolex, or my puppy, or the book that I got from my grandma. See who he is. And texting is amazing to figure it out, but keep it short, quick, and sweet. Another thing, my gorgeous girls, if you're already dating and you're speaking with a man, please keep the text to short messages, as in, what time we meeting up? Yes, I'm on my way, etc., etc. And to have fun scenarios, rather than pouring yourself emotionally and writing in essays, or having, God forbid, arguments over text messages. Please do not ever have an argument via text messages where he's writing essays and then you're writing in essays and pouring out your emotional traumas and everything. Please don't do that. Always have fun and light-hearted conversation via text. Be always smart and fun. Remember the conversation that you guys had from last night and say like, oh my gosh, you won't believe what I just seen. I just seen the advert for the movie that you were telling me about. Oh my gosh, I loved it. In that way, he will see that you are interested in him because you are listening to him, and that automatically will put you in a position wow, she's actually an interesting, amazing woman. She's different than the other girls. So always have a fun conversations, fun text, sweet text, or sexy text. So ladies, I'm gonna leave you with that. That was just a basic one-to-one text with the high value guys. So I will catch you up next week on Monday Men Talks.